regret this. This should be fun. Oops. That's the wrong hand. But here we go. So, this is one from the archive. As you'll see in the video, my hair is a little bit different. In the aftermath of being trapped on the mountain, I wanted to do a gear video that was not boring and did not suck. I don't know if I succeeded, but this is my attempt at doing that. I buy gear because I experience a failure in the field that I don't enjoy. And the thing that happened when I was stuck on that mountain in that weather event was that I got soaking wet in stuff that was actually supposed to be waterproof. It's one thing for me to say that to you and have you believe me, which you have no reason to do. It's quite another thing to do the shower test. I'm going to put this gear on, the gear that I had in the field, and I'll show you what I mean. First, let's put the boots on. And I have actually put my foot in these boots into a creek before, and they came out pretty alright. The boots are actually not the problem. The problem is the jacket. So the concept behind the jacket is that it is a hybrid. It's an attempt to solve the price problem of layering, which is that buying two pieces instead of one can often be more expensive than you can afford in a given situation. So this jacket uses Hydrowall 2 technology to make the claim about a waterproof shell that is welded to a down interior, 800 fill-power down that compresses really well and is coated with a durable water repellent to resist getting soaked. The intention is that it will keep you both warm and dry at a reasonable price. That is the theory. Now, to fully recreate some of the situation when I was in the field, I was wearing my gloves. These are sun gloves. They were never meant to be waterproof, and they are not. But I took this to be waterproof seriously. I went out in this in the rain in order to get some water filtered for myself and my companion when we were stuck in that tent, and Nick and Scott were still there. And then they tasked me with maintaining the fire until reinforcements arrived. So this is what I was wearing to try to stay dry while maintaining the fire. So the shower test, of course, is we're going to spend the next 5 minutes under the water, and we're going to see how we do. Here we go. Good content here, right? Okay, that's the timer on. Alright. 5 minutes is an eternity when you're just waiting around, but it's nothing in the backcountry, so. Zippers soaked. Inside the cuffs, completely soaked. Inside the hood, soaked. Another 5 minutes in there, and the whole jacket would have been just completely compromised. Waterproof shell. Sure. I should add, my pants were soaked. My feet were getting a little wet, so a waterproof shell for the pants as a key element of the entirety of the system that we're about to build. Now, to give REI their due, if I were planning to take that parka into the field, it would not be because I was expecting a heavy downpour like that. It's not exactly useless at shedding water, it's just not waterproof as a jacket. On to the new stuff. And now we can take a look at a setup that is waterproof in execution and not in just description. So, first, our shell. Now, this doesn't have all that warm stuff integrated in it. It is just a shell, but I can buy other warm stuff to go underneath it to do it. But what makes this shell an actual attempt to be waterproof is in its entirety, and not just being made of mostly waterproof material, is that these zippers are sealed. The separate warm thing can come behind this sleeve and not get soaked if something comes in through the wrist, which, as somebody else put it online, is a giant hole in your waterproof thing. The next thing, we will need waterproof pants, and what does that mean? It means more sealed zippers. This is a shell, true shell, so this is just a zipper over the warm stuff to your actual pants underneath to keep the water below your feet. And it comes with, I'll show you, gaiters, built-in integrated gaiters to protect you and your boots. So, can't forget my little timing device in here, although I could probably take that with me in the shower, but let's not test that theory too hard, right? Now, the thing for the gloves, we're going to do the layer concepts again. These are windproof gloves, not waterproof, but they have a nice long sleeve to the back. So, when we seal this, we're getting a lot more protection underneath at the most vulnerable edge. So this is also a good illustration of a point that I like to make when talking about gear, which is there's no such thing as the one piece of gear that will do exactly what you need in every situation. You need different pieces of gear for different situations and layers, and you need to make sure that you're making them all work together as a unit in order to really make everything work. So now we have an underglove that goes under the sleeve, which is then velcroed over to make a decent seal, and then we have an overglove as a gauntlet, theoretically waterproof, so that we're creating a double bag layer of protection for our hands. There isn't one piece of gear from one company, it's 3 pieces of gear from 3 different companies put together as a waterproof system. Alright, boots are dry. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm done. Same 5 minutes, hands completely dry. Oh, awesome. Nothing got inside the system. So I knew as I was watching them dry themselves at the fire that they had magically created, after hours of rain, that I needed a system. I needed to be able to put together some gear that would let me come out of the cold and do whatever it was I needed to do, especially staying warm inside the tent once the day was over. But you never know. Some days you just have some James Bond shit to work on. Yeah. I did think about wearing the tux for this outro, but it turns out some of those pieces are not ready for their close-up anymore. Eagle-eyed viewers will notice that there was a little bit of wetness on that tuxedo front, and that is not because it leaked through the sealed zippers. It is because water came in over the hood onto the collar and then dripped down. A problem that I will fix in the field. But anyway, that's the new stuff. That's the plan. I mean, not wearing a tux. I'm not actually planning on hiking in a tux. But that's me preparing for the wet and the snow this season. I'll definitely let you know how it turns out. Maybe I'll see you out there. Until then, buen camino.